So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about why I'm doing these videos. Purely and simply for my own enjoyment, really. But whilst doing so, really trying to think about what helps me with daily challenges of working in a very stressful environment. Taking time out to, I suppose, in a mindful way, to fill my cup back up so I can be there for other people. And I started to wake up in the morning, tune into something that I feel is helpful, like a podcast. I'm currently listening to various different podcasts at the moment, particularly about mindfulness, exploring the practice a little bit more, trying just to tune into what helps, and it's encouraging me to take steps to get out of the house, get away from the desk, leave the stress, just be in the moment and be here and now. And I'm just finding it's really helpful. So whilst I have a love of making music and recording video and self-reflective practice and just enjoying being out and about, it seems a great idea just to combine all those together. The podcast that I really enjoy tuning into is the one you feed, with a guy called Eric Zimmer. So this process for me started a long time ago, but to be honest, in the last year, what with the COVID lockdown, all the confusing information, the amount of fear that can be produced from from the media, learning how to tune out of things that I don't find helpful, trying to live more with uncertainty. Fear is a big one, and it's not to not acknowledge the fear. Mindfulness for me was originally about anxiety, about the things that I felt were out of my control, feeling like things were being done to me, to recognising that I wasn't really focusing on anything particularly positive, the reasons why I was working, the reasons why I was doing the job I do, more on the problems that kept coming, and acceptance that those problems were totally out of my control. And so mindfulness for me gives me a little bit of control back in a world where there is very little. One of the latest podcasts I listened to was with the Dr. Shauna Shapiro on the One That You Feed. Shauna was saying that there are three main pillars of mindfulness: intention, attention, and attitude. Which I wasn't fully aware of, to be honest. Again, this is a learning process. So I'm thinking about my intention today. What's my intention for mindfulness? So intention for me today is to enjoy this and to share this. So I probably won't say too much more about that. I'll just do some more enjoying this. I used to play in this beck when I was a kid. I can't believe that. One of the things that I did learn a bit more of today is the idea that the brain is plastic, neuroplasticity. It's got the ability to change, it's got the ability to reshape itself, and the process of practice actually builds more capacity, the same way as exercise. The more you do, the easier it gets. And so when people take on board the idea of a new practice like mindfulness, the attitude towards it can often derail the process of engaging in it. But just going back to neuroplasticity, learning new things, we've all got the ability to do that. It's just whether or not we've got the motivation, the energy, but it doesn't take a lot of energy, so that one's quite easy to kind of knock down. Accepting your avoidance, or acknowledging avoidance of actually wanting to improve, wanting to move forward, listening to what your body's telling you. And I'm really working on that part at the moment, trying to become a bit fitter. And again, if this helps you to just appreciate that we all go through those things, it's quite normal and natural, and there are things that will stop us from moving forward. And it's not to not acknowledge those things. Maybe it's about acknowledging when you get stuck with those things. There's a real need to get some help, and finding people out there who are professionals, peer groups, mutual aid, they're all there to be accessed, but they can't make you do it. That's got to come from within, and that's difficult when you're not feeling 100%, when you're not feeling that you can allow yourself to kind of take those steps. But mindfulness is also a way of coming to terms with that, just accepting it's okay sometimes just to not want to go out. It's okay to have a bad day. And I was debating to come out again today, fighting my conscience, fighting my ego. Could quite happily sit and record some music today, take it easy. But I'm so glad I'm here right now. She's a bit boggy underfoot. Loosely interpreted, that means it's a bit muddy. This is quite a significant place. This is where I used to get a lot of bullied as a kid. Playing around here, sticking out from the crowd. The house where I grew up, which is just coming up soon. The cliffs at Saltburn are a wonder to behold, no doubt, But whilst they've a majestic beauty, they've also become a suicide black spot. Just recently I completed a suicide awareness and prevention course, which recounted stories of people heading towards this conclusion and the opportunities which were missed which could have helped. One of these accounts which stuck in my mind was of Hines. Kevin's a suicide survivor who gained nationwide fame in the United States for surviving an attempt at taking his own life by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. There were many opportunities for people to offer help which didn't happen. Luckily, Kevin's survival and his subsequent work helped the world to understand how anyone could have helped him on that day. One thing that I've learned and I wanted to share was that if someone had said just these simple things to him, things might have been prevented. Are you okay? Is there something wrong? Can I help you? I just wanted to share this with you, as I believe that the more people out there that are aware of how they can help, the more it'll break down the fears we have in thinking we might say or do the wrong thing. As a counterpoint to this, I want to talk about something that I am really passionate about, and that's creativity. Everything that you're seeing or hearing in this video, the point of going out for a walk, the sharing, particularly the sharing, is my creativity. We're all essentially creative. We problem solve on a day-to-day basis, and usually it's not a pleasurable thing that we do, but we can change that. What meaning we give to creativity is what helps it sink or swim. Alan Watts once said, "We don't work the piano, we play the piano." So creativity and consciously being creative is about consciously playing and allowing yourself to play. So I get a great benefit from sharing this. It's not about the likes, it's not about the comments. It's a sense of achievement and a sense of giving and sharing. What helped me is songwriting, and I'm not asking you to go and write a song. I'm sure that'd be quite hard for some people. But when I think about writing a song, or what I've learned about writing a song, is that I usually have 3 parts, like 3 verses if you like. One of the things not to get bogged down with is rules, or spelling, or grammar. It's how you want it to be. So let's break the rules. Let's throw the rule book out. Let's think about creative writing, for example. I'm not the most creative writer, but there's some ideas that I can share with you that might help. Think about it like a 3-frame cartoon. Frame 1, set the scene. What were you doing? What were you going to do? Where were you? How were you feeling? Those kind of things. Just setting the scene. Don't complicate it. Make it simple. Break the rules around spelling. Don't let it hang you up. Don't let it hold you back. Frame 2. A bit like, tell me more. What were your thoughts? What were your actions? What happened? Any observations that you had? Any wishes that were coming through? Regrets? It's okay to have regrets. We can change certain things. What ideas do you have about what happened? Those kind of things. Now, this is where you can bring your creativity to life. And you think about it in a problem-solving way. You could think of frame 3 as it's kind of like a to be continued, or does it resolve itself? Is there a kind of hint to what's coming next? Can you say? Can you paint a different outcome? What would you have liked to have happened? Because often if we can come up with that idea, then we can understand what help we need to create it. So I just want to do a quick reminder about social connection. There was a study, the Harvard study, where they kept track of people's lives, mainly men, I think. I can't remember the exact details, but it was done over of their lifetime, so about 80 years of information and recording. And what they found with social connection was one of the most important parts that helped them have a healthy life. I just want to encourage you to think about that when you're feeling okay. Maybe putting a plan together. Who are the people in the circle that you would reach out to, talk to, trust, keep in touch with? And it's also worth thinking about people that you might have lost contact with, that you might want to get back in touch with. It's always worth just trying, just to kind of get social connection. You'd be surprised. Today I just met a couple. I was going to say older couple, which they are, who happened to be the mum and dad of a girl I went to school with. And I was like, do I say something? Do I not say something? And I just said, are you such and such as mum and dad? And I'm like, yeah. So we had 5 or 10 minutes conversation, just catching up. Found out where this friend of mine from school now lives. He's got a couple of kids. It's just lovely to be able to get that image in my mind and overcome my awkwardness of just saying hi. Amazing. Never thought that would happen today. It did, and kudos to me for just saying hi. Remember, social connection. Be well, be safe, and hopefully I'll have somewhere else to take you next time.